Coming up on Ksee Sunrise, tensions are running high between two Valley cities who share the same dispatch service, as one accuses the other of a conflict of interest.
Plus, a win for Sequoia Brewery in the fight against Adventure Community Church.
Good morning. Welcome to Ksee 24 Sunrise. I'm Brody Logan.
And I'm Caroline Collins. Thank you for waking up with us on this Thursday morning. Let's take a live look outside at 6 a.m. on January the 20th. Decently clear in Fresno. However, that's just not the case in other parts of the valley. Ruben Contreras is in now with a check of the forecast.
Yeah, Fresno's the lucky spot this morning. Our visibility is decent, even in other parts of town. This is a live picture from Caltrans traffic cam at Jensen and Highway 99. This morning you can see traffic moving along in both directions this morning, but as you make your way into the South Valley and even certain parts of the North Valley now, you will encounter a patch of fog that's a little dense. Matter of fact, several patches that could be dense in the next hour or so. Right now, current visibility in Fresno is 3 miles, but down to a quarter mile now in Hanford. Zero visibility in Hanford. 2 miles for Visalia and Porterville, but at one point this morning, both areas had visibility below a mile, even down to half a mile in some locations. That could be the case by 7 o'clock. That's when we start to see more dense fog develop. We're in the 30s and 40s out there this morning, so it's a chilly start to your Thursday morning. This afternoon, similar to the past few days, hazy sunshine with mild temperatures. We're going to be in the mid-50s by lunchtime. Average is 56. We'll go for a high of 64 today in Fresno, and a bit of a cool down tomorrow, but then things warm up again for the weekend, and we might actually have less fog to deal with. We'll talk more about that in a few minutes, but first, for now, we'll send it back to you.
All right, thanks, Ruben. A police chase comes to an end in Northwest Fresno with a man on probation back in custody. Officers tried to pull the suspect over in the area of Fruit and Dakota around 4 yesterday afternoon. He refused and crashed into another vehicle near Hernan and Blackstone. No one was hurt in the crash. The pursuit finally came to an end at Ingram and Hernan.
Best case scenario is always when nobody gets hurt and people comply at the end. So that, I would say, yeah. Not necessarily a gas station or anything, but the outcome is good.
The suspect hasn't been identified as of now.
The man accused of killing his mother and grandfather now behind bars here in Fresno. 25-year-old Ramad Park was captured in Los Angeles County, transferred to the Fresno County Jail. Back on January 6th, the Fresno County Sheriff's Office says Mel and Melba Abdelaziz went to a home where Park was staying. Later, deputies got a call of an injured person. When they got to the home, they found both Melba and her 90-year-old father dead. The family says Park has a history of mental health illness.
On Saturday, he popped up right in the area where we thought he might be, and for them to be able to contact him, take him into custody, it was just a huge win all the way around, because just days prior we'd had that big emotional press conference with the family, and you know, to hear them go through a loss like they did, but yet still have the compassion for Ramad to forgive and want him to get help. You know, it was really nice to be able to deliver that news to them that, hey, we took him safely into custody.
The deaths mark Fresno County's first 2 homicides of 2022.
A smoke shop robbed at gunpoint in West Fresno. It happened at Zaza Smoke Shop on Shields near Brawley around 9 a.m. yesterday. Police say the 2 men walked in, pulled out a gun, and demanded cash. The victim's boyfriend arrived just as the robbers were leaving and trying to chase them down in his car. They allegedly fired several shots at him around Dakota and Polk, but police say no one was struck and they just can't find any evidence of the shooting. The suspects haven't been identified.
A setback for a controversial church operating in the Tower Theater. The ruling being handed down by the 5th District Court of Appeals. Adventure Church has been the focus of an ongoing legal battle with Sequoia Brewery over the sale of the iconic building. We've been talking about it for years now. There have been protests outside the theater every Sunday for months. Some members of the Tower community say the church's location could put a number of liquor licenses in Tower in legal jeopardy. Now, the ruling finds that the Tower Theater Properties Incorporated may have acted in bad faith during the sale. The owners of the brewery may be entitled to recover legal fees.
Well, tensions running high between 2 Valley cities who share dispatch services. The mayor of Parlier accusing the incoming interim Coalinga police chief of having a conflict of interest. Jose Graza was fired by the city of Parlier last year after learning that he was signing on as interim chief of Coalinga Police Department next month. The mayor of Parlier threatened to end the dispatch contract between the 2 cities. Our Natalie Vera has more on how the negotiations may affect dispatch services for both communities.
Parlier Mayor Alma Beltran says she's concerned for the safety of her community after learning former Parlier Police Chief Jose Garza will take the helm at Coalinga Police at least in the short term. Both agencies share a dispatch center.
He doesn't really care for me or the department because he did not leave in good terms.
The city of Parlier fired Garza last April, citing budgetary reasons. After learning Garza was signing on as interim chief of Coalinga PD next month, a staff report found on the city of Coalinga's agenda for January 6th says Beltran threatened to end the dispatch contract between both cities. But in an interview, the mayor said that was not true.
It's not personal. It has nothing to do with him. It just has to do with the well-being of the city of Parlier.
She says she called Coalinga council member Adam Atkinson over concerns Garza would be the one proposing to terminate the contract over a vendetta against her and the city of Parlier.
Because he is currently trying still to sue the city of Parlier, so that was my main concern.
She says she's happy with the shared services and is putting the safety of Parlier residents first.
They have provided a great service.
Garza could not be reached for comment, but outgoing Coalinga Chief Darren Blevins says both city councils met 2 weeks ago to discuss this and other personal problems and will continue working to move forward. The city of Coalinga is discussing the contract at its meeting on Thursday. Reporting in Parlier, Natalie Vera, Ksee 24 Local News That Matters.
The Fresno Police Department is taking a hit from COVID, and it's leading to some serious staffing shortages. More than 100 officers have been infected or exposed to the virus, and it's putting a strain on the department. To keep things running, some officers are working overtime.
And in some cases, we're actually having to order back officers on their days off. And we look for those who volunteer first rather than mandatory ordering back somebody.
The department stands by its claims that emergency calls, crimes in progress, or serious crimes will not be impacted, and officers are committed to serving their community.
State lawmakers are working to solve a crisis of ambulance shortages up and down the state as COVID is filling emergency rooms with just too many patients. The Assembly Emergency Management Committee convened to find solutions to this problem. Some testifying said that the problem isn't the ambulance crews, but it's the hospitals. And those hold UPS can lead to a serious backlog of emergency cancel cases.
There has undoubtedly been harm to patients because of these extreme bed delays, and there seems to be no end in sight.
While no solutions were presented at the hearing, the testimony could impact future legislation.
A growing number of Fresno County children are testing positive for COVID. Health officials saying the Omicron variant is to blame for the fast spread. Clovis Unified is just one of many school districts in the Central Valley with a large percentage of students out sick with COVID, particularly elementary school students. Officials say cases have been spiking since returning from winter break. Liv Johnson has more.
We have absolutely seen an increase in the number of positive cases.
Kelly Avance from Clovis Unified School District reporting a trend consistent with schools across the country. More and more students are testing positive for COVID-19 since returning from winter break, many of them in elementary school.
It really just reinforces the importance of the layers of safety that we have in place.
Since January 3rd, more than 1,500 Clovis Unified Elementary School students have tested positive for COVID-19, resulting in a high number of absences. Superintendent at the Kingsburg Elementary Charter School District, Dr. Wes Sever, says his schools are seeing the same trend.
So currently we between 8 and about 18% of our students that on any given day that are out because of the COVID-19 variant.
Dr. Niall Mason from Valley Children's Hospital says the number of children coming into the ER who are testing positive for COVID-19 has increased dramatically this month.
That positivity rate went up from around 3% in December to around 30% last week. The virus is finding that population of individuals that are under-immunized and finding its way through that population.
The good news, he says, is that while the Omicron variant is more contagious, it doesn't seem to be as severe, especially among children who are vaccinated.
And the cases of COVID that we've seen in individuals who are vaccinated were actually someone who's either mildly symptomatic or doesn't have symptoms at all.
Dr. Mia Hassan says 100% of the children who come into the hospital with symptoms are unvaccinated. When children in Clovis or Kingsburg Unified test positive, they go home for 5 days. They can come back only if they test negative.
Well, they're stars on the Fresno State women's basketball team and on social media. The Cavender twins Haley and Hannah have inked a new marketing deal. The Fresno State junior guards are taking their latest NIL deal to the next level. They've co-founded a new streetwear clothing company called Baseline Team with 2 Fresno State alums. Now, this is according to Forbes.com. The twins will own 25% of the company. They'll also have one of the 3 seats on the board of directors. The company creates unisex basketball shorts that are NCAA officially licensed. Haley Cavender told Forbes.com, quote, starting a brand from square one, growing it through hard work, showing our audience our off-court passion for style through basketball. That's what attracted us to becoming co-founders of a company that showcases who we are.
All right, I'm looking. They got some cool shorts.
Yes, they're definitely styling on TikTok for sure.
They're on the front page of this Baseline company,
so cool.
right away.
They're so young. That's already starting their career. Like, that's an investment. It's so cool.
Ksee 24/7 6 jealous.
Ahead, an exotic site right here in Fresno.
And a chilly and somewhat foggy start to the day, but temperatures are warming up. First, your 40 allergy forecast brought to you by Boz Allergy. Elder and juniper are the top pollens, and we're in the low to medium range through Sunday. I'll show you when a warming trend arrives as Ksee 24 Sunrise continues.
Mitchell the School Fresno is proud to be helping future professionals follow their dreams and reach great goals. We can help you pursue your career in cosmetology or barbering, and financial aid is available to those who qualify. Come make it happen now at Paul Mitchell the School Fresno.
Now YourCentralValley.com, pros who know.
At United Health Centers, you will find quality care in medical, dental, optometry, chiropractic, urgent care services, and more. Visit us today for all of your healthcare needs.
For more expert advice, go to YourCentralValley.com/pros who know.
It's never too early or too late to start planning your future. The financial world is ever-changing. You need a professional to guide you through the worlds of investment and retirement. Brandon Calhoun has years of experience in financial planning, navigating market shifts, and delivering personalized investment plans. As a local team member of Accord and Fong Wealth Strategy, and here effectively meet your needs and goals. Are you prepared for the future? Call Brandon today to help ensure a bright financial future.
COVID is an everyday concern, and testing remains critical. If you're traveling, have been exposed, or are having symptoms, Premium Urgent Care offers online appointment setting at convenient Valley locations and same-day test results. Get quality medical care at Premium Urgent Care today.
Don't worry, Ma. We'll be there soon.
Me? Is this the one?
Well, let's say I found the one who takes me to another level. Most importantly, the one that helps me discover the coolest places.
I can't wait to meet her.
Definitely the one.
Introducing the all-new Nissan Frontier. Get a low $309 per month lease on the 2022 Nissan Frontier, or get 0% financing for up to 72 months on 14 models.
Your whole team can see your upper thigh. Pour that smooth roast and aim that camera up high. The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
Casper's biannual bedtime sale has arrived. Save up to 50% on supremely supportive mattresses, plush pillows, cozy sheets, and more. Experience better sleep for a lot less. Shop the biannual bedtime sale online at Casper.com.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we built the SUV of the future for everyone. Ford Edge. With all new Sync 4A with a 12-inch touchscreen and available enhanced active park assist, it's built to make life easier. Because the SUV of the future isn't built for a few. It's built for America. Ford Edge. Drive one today. Now get a 2021 Ford Edge with 0% financing for 60 months plus $1,000 bonus cash. Only at your California Ford dealers.
If you don't have a primary care doctor for your family, Premium Urgent Care provides all general health services at multiple Valley locations. Set your appointment online and Premium Urgent Care will serve you quickly for the health of those you love. Get quality care at Premium Urgent Care today.
Now, forecaster Ruben Contreras with your local Weather Authority forecast.
And we've been talking about the dense fog mainly for the South Valley. And in the past couple of minutes, the National Weather Service has issued a dense fog advisory for portions of Kings and Tulare counties, even portions of Fresno County. Now, it does not include the city of Fresno, but some parts of town seen some fog. But the worst of the fog, the dense fog, is mainly in the South Valley this morning. So that advisory in effect until 11 o'clock this morning. And we do have visibility down to a quarter mile or less in some locations. It's even including a portion of western Fresno County, but to the point south of Fresno, that's where we're seeing the worst of the fog this morning. Now, these are airport observations for the most part, but the zero visibility in Hanford, that's at the Weather Service office on the south end of town. But most of the valley, 2 to 3 miles visibility right now. But points in between, it is a little dense where it's dropping down to a quarter mile or less. We showed you that visibility at the airport in Visalia where it's 2 miles. But as we take you outside to our Valley Cam powered by A13 Properties, this one at Kauai Health in downtown Visalia, about 5 to 6 miles east of that airport observation. Not too bad right here. You actually see the lights of the hospital in this live picture this morning. So it is patchy. You turn one corner, it's clear. Then you turn another corner, it's dense. It's that type of morning, especially in the South Valley. Right now in Visalia, 40 degrees, temperatures at 37 degrees. So there's a little bit of separation right there, but they're getting close to their dew points. That usually happens towards sunrise when we start to see more fog. Most of California, 40s and 30s this morning, 43 in Fresno, 50 in Los Angeles, and 35 in Sacramento, and a cold 25 degrees for Salt Lake City, Utah this morning. Most of the valley, upper 30s, 37 in Merced, 38 in Lemoore, and 39 for Porterville this morning. It is cooler out there in some locations, others a little bit warmer or about the same. And our highs today about the same, if not maybe a little bit warmer, as high pressure continues to build over us. So that bridge gave us clear skies overnight. And when we have clear skies late at night, early in the morning, temperatures tend to cool fairly fast. And so that's where we're seeing a good amount of dense fog in the South Valley. We're still going to see some fog tomorrow morning, but as we move forward into the midday hours and into the afternoon, all the way through Saturday morning, wind is going to be a big issue as this onshore flow increases for the Sierra and Southern California. Usually it impacts Southern California. Now it's going to impact our local mountains. So the highest terrain of the Sierra will have to deal with some wind, but we still have one more foggy morning to get through after today, and Futurecast fog does show that, but it keeps most of the fog in the South Valley. When you start to see that dark magenta color in our map, that's where visibility drops down to a quarter mile or less, and it keeps fog very patchy into the weekend. Matter of fact, to a minimum on Sunday morning, mainly just towards Merced, Atwater, Los Banos. So the atmosphere is drying out. It's been several weeks now since we've had significant rain in the valley, and that moisture we collected in the atmosphere in the ground, that's starting to dry out here. So that's where we're starting to see some less fog. There's that high wind watch in effect for the Sierra tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning, all the way through 4 o'clock Saturday morning. It does include portions of Yosemite National Park. Highest terrain at the Madera and Fresno County Mountains. We're talking about sustained winds from the northeast, about 30 to 40 miles an hour, and there could be wind gusts of 70 miles an hour. So that's a concern for some trees falling over, even some power lines up in the Sierra. So that's a big concern. 64 degrees our forecast high in Fresno today. Average is 56. The record is 72, set back in 1994. Most of the valley today, low 60s, 63 in Pixley, 62 in Tulare, 64 for Squaw Valley, 61 for Aubrey. So even the foothills in the 60s, very mild for this time of year. 44 at China Peak, 52 for Yosemite National Park, 61 in Madera, and 61 for Merced, and 60 for Los Banos. 7-day forecast shows we are going to cool a little bit tomorrow because I think we're going to see a little bit more dense fog, so that's going to slow the warming process down, but 58 still above average for this time of year. Less fog into the weekend, and temperatures still fairly mild in the afternoon. It's just going to be a little hazy each day all the way through Wednesday with a high of 65. Your regional forecast available any time of the day. Just log on to yourcentralvalley.com to check it out. For now, we will send it back to you.
Well, a bald eagle spotted in Clovis yesterday afternoon. Ksee 24 viewer Rihanna Betega sent this video from the Barstow and Sunnyside area. The bald eagle, the national bird, you might know it, have been on the brink of extinction. You heard that loud call there. But populations have since recovered. The bald eagle was removed from the U.S. government's list of endangered species in 1995, and the species was taken off the threatened list back in 2007.
So beautiful.
Just knew, he or she just knew they were being recorded. Just had to give a shout out.
What is that?
That's like the growl of a bald eagle.
Is it really?
Yeah. It's a bassy caw. Wow. It's not like caw, it's like caw.
Okay, all right. You learn something new every day on this show.
Filming. And
Ksee 24 Sunrise Time, 6:19.
Still ahead. The reason you may want to up your coffee intake.
I could use more coffee.
Yeah, okay.
I'm waking up my day. So let's get it started. Turn it up, turn it on. Keep the morning moving right along. Yeah, I'm waking up
Money trouble? In a forbearance? Feeling financially hopeless? I'm Julia Tadich, and Clovis First Mortgage can help you with a home loan to meet your individual cash-out refinance needs. Rely on our decades of experience. Call us today.
The 3-row Subaru Ascent. Room for up to 8 passengers. Standard EyeSight driver assist technology. Standard symmetrical all-wheel drive plus up to 27 miles per gallon. Coming from Kelley Blue Book's most trusted and best overall brand for 2021, the 3-row Subaru Ascent. Love is now bigger than ever.
Get 1.9% APR financing on a new 2022 Subaru Ascent. Going on now.
Your health is your life. When it rushes you realize what matters. These moments where tears and laughter mix. They hold our attention. They hold us together. It's why we hope, why we work, and it's how we live. By holding. And so we're here with you for life.
Action! I've got a secret. With Xfinity Internet, you get fast and reliable speeds that meet your needs and budget. Wow. Even Wi-Fi speeds faster than a gig to power all your devices. And save up to $400 a year on your wireless bill when you add Xfinity Mobile. Get the best value with Xfinity.
Learn about gig speed Wi-Fi or get started with Xfinity Internet for $19.99 a month for 12 months. Plus, add Xfinity Mobile and you could save hundreds a year on wireless. Switch today.
I'm Julia Tadich. Any realtor can say they can get you the best financial outcome for the sale or purchase of a home, but it takes decades of experience to back that up. Clovis First Real Estate offers that level of experience and more. So if you're looking to buy or sell, call us now.
This is Ksee 24 Sunrise. Welcome back. Well, higher coffee consumption could be linked to a lower risk of endometrial cancer, which begins in the lining of the uterus. Scientists at the Journal of Obstetrics and Gynecology Research analyzed studies from nearly 10,000 new cases of endometrial cancer. They found that people in the highest category of coffee intake had a 29% lower relative risk of developing endometrial cancer than those in the lowest category. The authors also found that caffeinated coffee may provide better protection than decaffeinated coffee. So just more of a reason to keep on staying caffeinated with your coffee.
That's why your mug is so big.
Yes, just feel it's actually running low right now.
Such a little amount.
It's not staying very warm either.
Wow, a lot of complaints. Who's that? Is that a Yeti?
It is, but I've had it in here since.
I don't know.
It's been in here since 3:40 in the morning.
Quality's going down, huh?
It's like 3.5 hours, but
Caroline Collins calling you out, Yeti.
I love Yeti.
Caroline Collins calling you out.
I am not. I am not.
What are their competitors? Arctic? I think that's one. Get Caroline.
No, Yeti is the best. I've just.
No. Wow.
I wish I just had a Starbucks latte.
You are so
Ksee 24 Sunrise time is 6:23, still ahead. Some animals get some fun enrichment in the form of a favorite movie treat. Ooh.
They got Milk Duds?
Coming up today at 3, we're ditching our New Year's resolutions in favor of healthy and fulfilling goals. Lifestyle expert Jamie Hess has some tips for us, plus the local event happening this month aiming to alleviate depression.
A new year means new potential. Potential for adventure. So get out there and explore. There's no better way to do it all than in a brand new Toyota car, truck, SUV, or hybrid. Hurry in. New Toyotas are arriving daily. Get low financing on Camry and the 52 MPG Camry Hybrid. Or get $500 cash back when you finance with Toyota on the all-new Corolla Cross. Grab the keys, come on, let's go. Toyota. Let's go places.
What can I do with less asthma? With Dupixent, I can do more yard work, teamwork, long walks.
Game on!
That's how you do more with Dupixent, which helps prevent asthma attacks. Dupixent's not for sudden breathing problems. It's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma that can improve lung function for better breathing in as little as 2 weeks. It can reduce or even eliminate oral steroids. And here's something important. Dupixent can cause serious allergic reactions, including anaphylaxis. Get right away if you have rash, shortness of breath, chest pain, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection, and don't change or stop your asthma treatments, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Are you ready to do more with less asthma?
Hey, come on.
Just ask your asthma specialist about Dupixent.
New year, new start. And now Comcast Business is making it easy to get going with the Ready, Set, Save sale. Get started with fast and reliable internet and voice for $64.99 a month with a 2-year price guarantee. It's easy with flexible installation and backing from an expert team 24/7. And for even more value, ask how to get up to a $500 prepaid card. Get a great deal for your business with the Ready, Set, Save sale today. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Hi, I'm Steve Flash, 2022 President of the Fresno Association of Realtors, here with the most up-to-date real estate statistics for our local market.
The number of active listings is 312, down 16.6%. The median sold price of a residential home is $380,000, up 18.8%. The sales to list price is at 101%.
In this quickly evolving market, it is important to work with a trusted and informed local professional. Contact your local realtor today.
Welcome back, and it's a little foggy in the South Valley this Thursday morning, and the National Weather Service has issued a dense fog advisory mainly for Kings and Tulare counties, but it does include a portion of Fresno County. This is to the south of the city of Fresno. That's in effect until 11 o'clock this morning. Visibility down to a few hundred feet in several locations, but as we take a look at current visibilities, these are airport observations. Most areas doing okay. 1 3/4 miles visibility out at the airport in Visalia, but 0 visibility out at the National Weather Service office in Hanford this morning. Fresno, the North Valley, doing okay, 2 to 3 miles visibility. It's kind of a mixture of haze out there that's still lingering over the valley. It is chilly this morning, 39 degrees in Porterville, 38 in Hanford, and 39 for Merced, 43 in Fresno. Our temperatures, though, very similar to the last few days. We are going to have clearing by the midday hours. Some of that haze, though, is going to linger, and we'll call it hazy sunshine with temperatures in the low 60s. Tomorrow, though, a little bit cooler, probably going to see a little bit more dense fog. And this weekend, the fog will actually be kept to a minimum, and we will hold on to temperatures in the 60s each afternoon. This trend could continue into next week. We'll take a closer look to that extended forecast in a few minutes, but first, for now, we will send it back to you.
All right, some of the animals at Illinois Zoo got to celebrate National Popcorn Day in the best way possible with rain of popcorn. The gorillas were showered popcorn for them to snack on. The chickens and tapirs? Yeah, it's like those guys. Got to munch on their favorite snack as well. Do you think it was buttered, cheesy popcorn, white cheddar maybe for these?
Maybe. What flavor would animals enjoy most?
They're just happy to eat some popcorn.
They are. I love it. I love when animals get to do human-like things. It's just so fascinating.
Yeah, like work at the bank. I would love to see an animal make a coffee at Starbucks.
Oh,
pay their taxes. I would love to see animals do all kinds of human-like things.
I was talking about more just like having birthday parties or celebrating National Popcorn Day. So that was a fun video. Ksee 24 Sunrise Time, 6:28.
Getting hammered and waking up with a hangover. Still ahead. A series of votes on federal voting rights legislation. Ooh, animals voting in a line.
Teenage tantrums.
He once got mad and took a machete to the bedroom wall.
Taken too far.
You tell me you hope I get stage 4 cancer and die.
You said I wish I was never born. New Dr. Phil.
Dr. Phil, today at 4 on Ksee 24.
Caring for a loved one with a chronic condition can be exhausting. At Valley Caregivers, they provide tools that help, that empower you to make confident decisions and care for yourself while taking care of your loved ones.
Valley Caregiver Resource Center can help you deal with the stress of caring for loved ones while running on empty. Our no-cost 6-week virtual workshop can help.
If you feel like you're running on empty, call Valley Caregiver today and ask about the Powerful Tools class.
Smart doesn't always look the same. There's this kind of smart, scary smart.
Hey, Celeste means street smart.
Yep, that counts too. Not graceful, but still smart. At Capella University, your education is the kind of smart that keeps up with you.
But what if something pops up?
It's smart enough so you can adjust.
And if I want to move faster?
With FlexPath, you can earn your master's degree in 14 months for $14,000.
That's the kind of smart I like.
Capella University. Don't just learn smarter.
We've been with Personal Express over 20 years. They're local. I know them personally. We can walk in, sit down and talk to any of the gals there. We get discounts for having our homeowners and our vehicle insured with them. With this new house, they gave us a figure we could not refuse. We have a local advantage. That's what I like.
With offices in Fresno, Clovis, and Visalia.
California, the future should be built for everyone. So we gave the 2021 Ford F-150 the only full hybrid engine available in the class. Built it to power ideas anywhere with an available ProPower onboard generator and a new interior designed to keep you connected. This is a new generation of F-Series, the best-selling truck for 44 years, and it's only the beginning. Get the 2021 Ford F-150 and Ranger with 0% financing for 60 months, only at your California Ford dealers, where the future comes standard.
Your health is your life. When it rushes to greet you, you realize what matters. After mix. They hold our attention. They hold us together. It's why we hope, why we work, and it's how we live. By holding on to our health, we hold on to life. And for life.
Active and bold, courageous or dull, emotions that flow. It all starts in your gut. Naughty with pride, probiotics. From A to Z, your gut is where it all begins. Start with Activia with billions of probiotics.
It's the daily good news you can use. Next, Drew, SNL's Kyle Mooney.
Plus, an Ever After reunion with Melanie Linsky.
All new Drew.
The Drew Barrymore Show, today at 2 on KC24.
KC24 News is brought to you in part by Jacoby and Myers.
Local news that matters. This is KC24 News Sunrise. Coming up on KC24 Sunrise, airplane booking problems continue.
And a police chase leads to a car crash in Northwest Fresno.
Best case scenario is always when nobody gets hurt and people comply at the end.
And now a parolee is in jail.
Plus, tensions running high between and Kalinga over a new interim police chief. Now the city's shared dispatch center on the line.
It just has to do with the well-being of the city of Parlier.
Why Parlier's mayor is concerned about the new Kalinga interim police chief after he was fired from Parlier last year. KC24 Sunrise starts right now. Good morning. Welcome to KC24 Sunrise. I'm Caroline Collins.
I'm Brody Logan. Thank you for joining us on this Thursday morning. It is 6:32 a.m. We're going to give you a look here in Fresno. Pretty good visibility right here, but as you know, throughout the valley, it could be one place you're in, you can see everything. Next thing you know, boom, there's just a thick cloud of fog and you can't see anything. Ruben Gutierrez has a look at the visibility outside.
And that's the case in the South Valley. The National Weather Service has issued a dense fog advisory, mainly for Kings and Tulare counties. It does include portions of Fresno to the south and west of the city of Fresno, but the city of Fresno not included. As you saw there in our rally cam, we're actually doing okay with our visibility, 3 miles, but 0 visibility at Hanford this morning, 1 3/4 visibility in Visalia, 2 in Porterville, 2 in Merced. These are airport observations for the most part, but points in between, we are getting reports of visibility down to just a few hundred feet. So I'm going to show you a live picture from Caltrans traffic cam here. Hopefully it'll come back in a second. This is going to show you 99 and Banny Avenue. This is kind of like you're driving into a wall of fog going into the South Valley, and it shows the very dense conditions out there. So that's going to be the case throughout the morning, and it's still going to be chilly out there, so give yourself some extra time. That fog is becoming a little more dense in the South Valley. This afternoon, though, it's going to be warmer compared to what we're dealing with right now, upper 30s to low 40s. It is chilly out there this morning, and those conditions are going to be unseasonably warm this afternoon. It's not record warmth, but we're well above the average of 56 with a high of 64 in Fresno today, and records are close to the 70s. A little bit more fog tomorrow, but we might actually have less fog with warmer temperatures into the weekend. We'll talk more about that in a few minutes, but first for now, we'll send it back to you.
Well, although effort appears doomed to fail, Senate Democrats will force a series of votes on federal voting rights legislation. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer calling for a change in Senate rules today to allow for a simple majority to pass voting rights legislation. The hurdle for Senate Democrats are Senators Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema. Say they don't support a change to Senate rules without bipartisan support.
There's no checks and balances in this process. The only thing we have is a filibuster.
The legislation proposed by Democrats aims to increase access to ballot boxes, expanding early voting, and make Election Day a federal holiday. Senate Republicans argue election laws should be handled by individual states.
A police chase comes to an end in northwest Fresno with a man on probation back in custody. Officers tried to pull the suspect over in the area of Fruit and Dakota around 4 yesterday afternoon. He refused and crashed into another vehicle near Hernan and Blackstone. No one was hurt in the crash. The pursuit finally came to an end at Ingram and Hernan.
Best case scenario is always when nobody gets hurt and people comply at the end. So that, I would say, yeah, not necessarily a gas station or anything, but the outcome is good.
The suspect hasn't been identified as of now.
The man accused of killing his mother and grandfather is now behind bars here in Fresno. 25-year-old Ramad Park was captured in Los Angeles County, then transferred to the Fresno County Jail. Back on January 6th, the Fresno County Sheriff's Office says Mel and Melba Abdelaziz went to a home where Park was staying. Later, deputies got a call of an injured person. When they got to the home, they found both Melba and her 90-year-old father dead. The family says Park has a history of mental illness.
On Saturday, he popped up right in the area where we thought he might be, and for them to be able to contact him, take him into custody, it was just a huge win all the way around, because just days prior we'd had that big emotional press conference with the family, and you know, to hear them go through a loss like they did, but yet still have the compassion for Ramad to forgive and want him to get help. You know, it was really nice to be able to deliver that news to them that, hey, we took him safely into custody.
The deaths mark Fresno County's first 2 homicides of the year.
An appeals court ruling in favor of a Fresno bar when it comes to the contentious sale of the Tower Theater to Adventure Community Church. Adventure Church has been the focus of an ongoing legal battle with Sequoia Brewery over the sale of the iconic building. There have been protests outside the theater every Sunday for months. Some members of the Tower community say that the church's location could put a number of liquor licenses in the Tower district in jeopardy legally. The ruling finds that the Tower Theater Properties Incorporated may have acted in bad faith during the sale. The owners of the brewery may be entitled to recover legal fees.
Tensions are running high between 2 Valley cities. Now, they both share the same dispatch services. The mayor of Parlier is accusing the incoming interim Coalinga police chief of having a conflict of interest. Jose Garza was fired by Parlier last year. After learning that Garza was signing on as interim chief of Coalinga next month, the mayor of Parlier threatened to end the dispatch contract between the 2 cities. Arnal Oliveira has more on how these negotiations affect dispatch services for both communities.
Parlier Mayor Alma Beltran says she's concerned for the safety of her community after learning former Parlier police chief Jose Garza will take the helm at Coalinga Police, at least in the short term. Both agencies share a dispatch center.
He doesn't really care for me or the department because he did not leave in good terms.
The city of Parlier fired Garza last April, citing budgetary reasons. After learning Garza was signing on as interim chief of Coalinga PD next month, a staff report found on the city of Coalinga's agenda for January 6th says Beltran threatened to end the dispatch contract between both cities. But in an interview, the mayor said that was not true.
It's not personal. It has nothing to do with him. It just has to do with the well-being of the city of Parlier.
She says she called Coalinga council member Adam Atkinson over concerns Garza would be the one proposing to terminate the contract over a vendetta against her and the city of Parlier.
Because he is currently trying still to sue the city of Parlier, so that was my main concern.
She says she's happy with the shared services and is putting the safety of Parlier residents first. used.
They have provided a great service.
Garza could not be reached for comment, but outgoing Coalinga Chief Darren Blevins says both city councils met 2 weeks ago to discuss this and other personal problems and will continue working to move forward. The city of Coalinga is discussing the contract at its meeting on Thursday. Reporting in Perlier, Natalie Vera, Ksee 24 Local News That Matters.
United Airlines says the surge in COVID-19 infections will further delay its recovery from the pandemic. The Chicago-based airline said that the Omicron variant of the coronavirus has affected bookings in the near term. As a result, United will scale back its schedule in the first few months of the year, flying less than it did in 2019. Still, the airline said that bookings for spring and summer remain strong.
A growing number of Fresno County children are testing positive for COVID. Health officials saying the Omicron variant is to blame for the fast spread. Clovis Unified is just one of many school districts in the Central Valley with a large percentage of students out sick with COVID, particularly elementary school students. Officials say cases have been spiking since returning from winter break. Liv Johnson has more.
We have absolutely seen an increase in the number of positive cases.
Kelly Avance from Clovis Unified School District reporting a trend consistent with schools across the country. More and more students are testing positive for COVID-19 since returning from winter break, many of them in elementary school.
It really just reinforces the importance of the layers of safety that we have in place.
Since January 3rd, more than 1,500 Clovis Unified Elementary School students have tested positive for COVID-19, resulting in a high number of absences. Superintendent at the Kingsburg Elementary Charter School District, Dr. Wes Sever, says his schools are seeing the same trend.
So currently we have between 8 and about 18% of our students that on any given day that are out because of the COVID-19 variant.
Dr. Niall Mason from Valley Children's Hospital says the number of children coming into the ER who are testing positive for COVID-19.
That positivity rate went up from around 3% in December to around 30% last week. The virus is finding that population of individuals that are under-immunized and finding its way through that population.
The good news, he says, is that while the Omicron variant is more contagious, it doesn't seem to be as severe, especially among children who are vaccinated.
And the cases of COVID that we've seen in individuals who are vaccinated are actually someone who's either mildly symptomatic or doesn't have symptoms at all.
Dr. Mia Hassan says 100% of the children who come into the hospital with symptoms are unvaccinated. When children in Clovis or Kingsburg Unified test positive, they go home and have 5 days, and they can come back if they test negative.
Ksee 24 sunrise time is 6:41.
Still ahead. Former president's statue is removed from outside the American Museum of Natural History.
And a chilly and foggy start to the day, but temperatures are warming up. First, your 40-hour forecast brought to you by Boz Allergy. Elder and juniper are the top pollards, and we're in the low to medium range through Sunday. I'll show you a warming trend for the weekend as Ksee Sunrise continues.
Don't miss a new Law & Order Thursday.
Hometown champ. They find him barely conscious.
Did we have any idea that he had a double life?
She's lied to us since the beginning. On this job, you never know what anyone is capable of. What is all of this?
I thought I'd pretend to be in love with you. What were you doing with Stabler?
It's none of your business.
I'll have your bitch. I had your wife.
An all-new Law & Order Thursday, tonight on NBC.
Hey, Jack, how'd you get the new spicy club sandwich to have the perfect amount of spice?
I call it Jack's Spice Squad.
Who's in the squad?
It's me.
My new Spicy Club Sandwich Combo. It's my best chicken ever.
At First Impression Dental, we focus on a relationship-centered approach to your dental health. Dr. Lent and his staff utilize crime scan for same-day crowns. Your comfort is our priority at First Impression Dental. Our unique Solea laser can be used for certain procedures to give you an anesthetic and drill-free experience. Call First Impression Dental at 559-513-0707 and schedule your appointment today.
Your whole team can see your upper thigh. Pour that smooth roast and aim that camera up high.
During this health crisis, your company needs to stay compliant, and HR Mobile Services can help. Big or small, we assist with human resources, infectious disease response, safety compliance, policies and procedures, and more. Call HR Mobile Services today.
Action!
I've got a secret. With Xfinity Internet, you get fast and reliable speeds that meet your needs and budget. Wow. Even Wi-Fi speeds faster than a gig to power all your devices. And save up to $400 a year on your wireless bill when you add Xfinity Mobile. Get the best value with Xfinity.
Learn about gig speed Wi-Fi or get started with Xfinity Internet for $19.99 a month for 12 months. Plus, add Xfinity Mobile and you could save hundreds a year on wireless. Switch today.
My new Spicy Cluck sandwich with a bigger, crispier, and better than ever spicy filet. Bigger pickles, more sauce, and the perfect amount of spice to get your taste buds tingling. Try my new $5.99 Spicy Cluck Sandwich Combo. Order on the Jack app today.
We're starting to deal with a little bit more fog, and it is becoming dense in the South Valley. Most of Fresno doing okay. This is a live picture from the Caltrans traffic cam at Highway 99 and Manny Avenue to the south of Fresno. The traffic going away from us, the red tail lights, that's traffic going southbound. But you kind of see this wall of fog. That's as you enter Kings and Tulare counties. So it is very dense in the South Valley this morning. These are airport observations. For the most part, okay, 2 to 3 miles visibility for most areas, but close to zero visibility or at zero visibility in Hanford this morning. So points in between. It is dropping down to a few hundred feet, especially in Kings County this morning. That dense fog advisory was issued at the past hour or so by the National Weather Service. That's in effect until 11 o'clock this morning, mainly for Kings and Tulare counties. It does include southern Fresno County and parts of West Fresno County, basically outside the city of Fresno. And we're probably going to see a little bit more fog in the next half hour or so because we're approaching sunrise. It's the coolest portion of the day. Temperatures cool to their dew points and fog becomes a little bit more dense and widespread. This is what it looks like in downtown Visalia. Live picture from our Valley Cam powered by 813 Properties at Quia Health. You can see the lights of the hospital for the most part. It's some light fog in downtown Visalia this morning where it is 39 degrees and visibility is 2.5 miles out at the airport. That's about 5 to 6 miles west of where we just showed you that live picture. 39 in Merced this morning. Same deal for Porterville, 38 in Hanford. Fresno, one of the few spots in the 40s at 43 degrees. Give it or take a degree or two. We're about the same compared to this time yesterday. High pressure is building over us. It gave us clear skies for most of the night, so it allowed for things to cool off fairly fast. Now temperatures are meeting for their dew points, and that's why we're seeing some more fog. But as we move forward into tomorrow, and for at least the first half of this weekend, this ridge kind of shifts off a little bit, so we're actually going to cool off a little bit tomorrow. I'm also expecting more dense fog, so that's going to be an issue, so we'll slow the warming process down. But it's going to create a strong offshore flow, so not only windy conditions for Southern California, but even our local mountains are going to have to deal with some wind. Tomorrow, Futurecast shows that fog being a little bit more dense in the South Valley. Once again, you see that magenta color in our map. That's where visibility drops down a quarter mile or less. So kind of similar to what we're seeing this morning, might be a little bit worse, but this weekend, it's suggesting very patchy fog. Keeps it in the South Valley on Saturday morning, then just a patch or two in the North Valley for Sunday morning. We're drying out. It's been several weeks now since we've had significant rain, so we're losing that moisture in the ground and the atmosphere. As for the wind tomorrow, high wind watch in effect for the Sierra. This does include parts of Yosemite. This is in effect at 10 o'clock in the morning all the way through 4 o'clock Saturday morning. Begins tomorrow morning, goes through very early Saturday morning. Sustained winds northeast 30 to 40 miles an hour. Wind gusts of 70 miles an hour. So that's a big concern because it's been dry for quite some time, so a number of trees could fall easily with the strong winds, even some power lines. 60s across the valley today, 60s in the foothills, and some 40s in the High Sierra, 44 in China Peak, 52 in Yosemite, 65 for Chowchilla, and 64 for Dos Palos. Air quality still unhealthy for